Andrew Hemingway has a remarkable story. He's born and raised in Plymouth. He lives in Bristol, where he's raising a young family there. In college, he started his first business. And he's now taken his passion for soccer and turned that into a business. On the local budget committee, he managed to cut spending in Bristol by 15%. Again, these are the kind of priorities we need in Washington and that are sorely missing. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Hemingway.
Good afternoon. This is quite an event. We're excited to see the sun start to come out. That's exciting. Start to see some things happen. Hopefully, we can bring some energy back into this party and back into these events that we're doing. We're excited to be a part, be here today. I want to thank Steve and for the group for putting this event together. We've been in many of your meetings already, kind of sitting in, listening, hearing what's going on, seeing people, meeting them, and it's an exciting process. I have a daughter that is 20 months old. Her name is Morgan Jacqueline Hemingway. Thank you very much. Yeah. Now that's a good name, Morgan Jacqueline Hemingway. That name is solid, and I'm excited about my daughter. My job in my family is to take my daughter and put her to bed. All right, that's what I do every night, 8 o'clock. I get up and go find my daughter, get the bottle ready, and I take her to bed and I lay her down in this crib. We have a big crib in her room. And I sit in the rocking chair next to her. She drinks her bottle, like most parents do. We sit there, and I think about her and I think about her future. And I gotta be honest with you, the last 4, 5, 6 months, and now almost every single day, when I lay her down at night and I sit there in the darkness and I look at my daughter and I think about her future, it's not very pretty. It's not very pretty at all, and I have to stop and I have to consider, what will her future look like? Nobody here can answer that. Nobody here can answer that. I guarantee you probably 90% of the people in this room would say, the future right now doesn't look too positive, does it? It doesn't look too promising. And there was one night that I remember I made a commitment to my daughter, who doesn't understand it yet, obviously, but I made a commitment to my daughter to do whatever I could to ensure that her future was as bright as mine was. To ensure for her a set of traditional American values that have made this country what it is. And for me, at least for right now, that path is taking me on this crazy tour and saying, hey, maybe a run for Congress is what needs to happen. We have the oldest sitting Congress right now ever. The oldest sitting Congress ever is right now. Anybody know what the average age is? You've all been listening. Anybody want to give me the answer? The average age of Congress right now? 57. 57. What's the average age of the Senate? A lot older. It's like 65 years old. I want to be very careful when I say this, but look around. Yeah. Okay, take it all back. I'm going back. I started down the wrong path here. No. You know what? Congress needs some young blood. Okay, there's a representative from Illinois named Aaron Schock. He's 27 years old. He's been doing a nice job. He's been doing a great job. And what he's been doing is standing up and trying to bring issues to the table that matter to the next generation. That's what needs to happen today. That's what needs to happen tomorrow. All right? There's a reason why for years and years no one's dealt with Social Security. Nobody's dealt with Medicare and Medicaid. Why? Because most of them have, their friends and family are all collecting on it. All right? It's time for us to stand up and say, listen, something needs to be done about the next generation, whether it's our generation, whether it's a children's generation, whatever it is. Congress needs some new blood and a new look and a new face on what's happening. And I'm saying, hey, maybe that's me. And I'd like to be part of that. I want to leave you just with a little story. It was 1814 that Francis Scott Key penned the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. It's being a Flag Day picnic, I thought it'd be appropriate. I want you to just picture with me for a minute. Francis Scott Key gets called down as an attorney to go and negotiate out in the harbor release of a prisoner. And as a lawyer, he's out there, he negotiated successfully, and they were held there because the British were bombing Fort McHenry for 25 straight hours. For 25 hours, the British bombed Fort McHenry, relentlessly bombing it all night long. And Francis Scott Key, in the morning, I'm sure he didn't sleep because it was probably pretty loud the boat he was on. In the morning, out in the harbor, he wakes up, or gets up, and the dawn just starts to break. And Francis Scott Key peers up over the edge of that boat, and he's looking, saying, did Fort McHenry hold up? Did they hold up? Could they hold the flag? Could they hold the fort? Could it stand? Did it happen? And you're looking out, and there he sees it. The fog starts to clear, the smoke clears, the sun starts to shine in, and what does he see? He sees Old Glory. He sees our U.S. flag. And he starts to pen the words, and he says, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light." Ladies and gentlemen, that passion, that feeling that he had is something today we call patriotism. We call pride, right? It's in each one of us. It's in all of us. And it's something that I've got to say has been dwindling of late. For too long, Americans have sit quiet, enjoying their prosperity, enjoying their families, enjoying the things of this country that's provided. And it's now time to stand up for the philosophy, for the principles, for the values, for the patriotism that made this country what it is. It's time to be counted. It's time to make your vote count. It's time to get out and start talking to your friends and neighbors about being patriots, about patriotism, all right? It's not about being Republican. It's not about being Democrat. It's not about being independent. I'm sick of these, all the labels, all right? It's about being American. And it's about standing up for the American principles, American values that we found in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution. We need to get back to those things, and we need to do it fast. I'm Andrew Hemingway, and I'm exploring to run for U.S. Congress at Mr. Q. Thank you so much.